Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is gonna be the first talk through video that I'm doing. I really don't like to talk to the camera, it's very weird for me, but I think with this type of tutorial that I'm trying to do today, I don't think I'd be able to do it with a voiceover, or I may switch between voiceover and talking. So this is a very important video, a video that I feel is the most important part of your entire makeup journey and experience. The brows. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. And I actually did not want to do this video until I had products that weren't so like raggedy, but I feel like that's the point. I feel like we have to show, you know, I don't have like the cleanest products from right now. This is stuff that I've been using, and the state of the products shows that I've been using them. So yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys how I do it. Everybody does their brows differently, of course, but I'm not gonna even sit here and be like, do you boo, do you, how you think it is. I just feel like as much as the way that you do your brow can be different, I honestly feel like there's like basics that need to be, I feel, the same across the board. I don't think having black brows is the way to go. No matter how much you like them, having black brows is not the way. And people mistake dark brows for black brows. Can we not do that? Just because you are a black person or you have black hair does not mean that necessarily mean that you should go and take a black pencil, straight black pencil, and put it on your face, on your brows. Please don't do that. For me, black only works on the eyes, the actual eyes, you know, eyeliner using for even an eyeshadow look as a base. That is where black liner comes in. Can we please stay away from the black products when we use them on our brows? Like, that's just gonna be the first thing. You know, I thought I was gonna just take some of my time to get into the video, but it looks like I'm really starting. Because this part really irks me. Like, I wish, especially to my black women and girls, please, let's stop with the black pencils. That's rule number one. Stay away from the black pencil. Even if you use the darkest brown that you can find from any product, it will be 100% better than using a black. Like, you think that nobody can tell that you're using a black? Everyone can tell. Everyone can tell, trust me. That is, I feel like, the most important part. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, there you go. Go ahead, do the brows how you want to do them. Do it, but just don't use a black pencil. All right, thank you. As long as we got that down, we can start the tutorial. All right. Okay, getting right into it. First, obviously, what you want to start off with is the actual product that you're using on your brows. So there are multiple different products that you can use, but I'm going to talk about my experience and what I'm personally using. So you have different options, okay? So you can either use a pomade or a brow powder or a brow pencil. That is the variations of brow products that are out there. And I think now they're coming out with like a cushion brow product, which, I mean, I haven't tried it, but I know yeah, so pomade I do not have. I actually wanted to make a pomade, which is, if I can describe it to you, it kind of looks like this. Like, it comes in a little pot. It comes in a little pot, like so, like a gel liner, but it's actually for your brows. Just a disclaimer, like right now the weather is bipolar as hell, so I really cannot control the light changes. It's really bad. It's the first day of autumn and it's just like, I can't stand this weather. It's just, I have this pencil, it is really embarrassing. It's a stump, but it's my stump, so whatever. It's from Essence Cosmetics. You can barely even see it. And then other times I go in with this. This is from Beauty Treats, and the palette itself, whatever, but I always go for this brown. You can even see a pan because because I use it so much. So I like to use a really dark one. The darker, the better. Another one. This is from Essence. It's the Nudes palette, and yeah, you know, it has this really interesting, it has these different browns in there, so if I'm using on different clients I can actually have options. This brown and that brown, they're both completely matte. So yeah, that's how pretty much they look like. Oh, before we even get to the most important part, you need to have some kind of a brush to brush out your brows. So this is a recommended, use a spoolie. The spoolie is this type of thing right here, where it's like the spirally brush thing. If not, I alternate and use this. This especially I use for people that have got really thick brows. So yeah, I like to use this for them. This end of it. Concealer, concealer, concealer. Concealer is your best friend. I swear by it. The LA Girl ones are the ones that I use. Obviously, they're the best. They're, in my opinion, the best ones. Why is that? Okay, girl, you ain't gonna focus. But yeah, the LA Girl ones are the best. They are multi-purpose. These are the most important products for me in the whole of the makeup. In any kind of makeup, for me, like no matter what look you're doing, concealer is your best friend. So it helps you clean up your brows, and the bottom and the top of it. It shapes the brows as well. Shaping, people don't talk about that. If you want to shape your brows, you can make them to make, like if they're too thick, to make them thinner, to shape them nicely, to make some arches. You know, if you want to make an arch, you want to make it straight, you have to use concealer. That is the way you do it. There's like, drop the mic, everything else, cancel it. Concealer is the one. Oh, an alternative if you do not have concealer is to use foundation, but if you want to use foundation that's to your shade, it could also actually work if you don't want to have over highlighted brows. Oh yes, that's another thing. When it comes to concealers, it really, like the color, you should have a color that's lighter, one shade lighter, one shade darker. I'm not gonna say 2 to 3 shades. I really think it's extra when you say 2 to 3 shades. I think 1 shade lighter is just fine. Then your skin, like the concealer that I use to highlight is the concealer that I use to do my brows. So I usually use the one in Fawn. It's perfect, you know. If I want a natural look, I use the one that's my skin color, which is the chestnut one. You can see exactly my skin tone. So if I don't want to have exaggerated brows, or you want to have no makeup, the one that is your skin color is the best way to go. I've used foundation once or twice, but it doesn't clean up the way the way concealer cleans up. So that's why I've like stopped using. I used it one time. I didn't really like how it turned out, to be completely honest. So now you have the concealer, you have the brow pencil, the brow powder, whatever you have. So now to clean up with that, you put it on to your eyes. Now obviously you need to clean it up, right? So what I like to go right here, I like to use these two concealer brushes. So this one is obviously smaller than this one, so I really can't say which one I use, which one I like the most. Both of them have their own purposes. Like it depends on the day, how I'm feeling. Oh, by the way, I need to actually tell you where I got these. These are from Beauty Treats. This is from Beauty Treats. I got them in a pack, like a set. Yeah. So this is very important. You need a brush to clean up the concealer that you put on your brows and to shape them. This helps with the shaping, of course. And I never actually talked about what products you use when you're using the brow powder. So angled brushes. Angled brushes are your best friend. Look at that. Like, you need brushes that do this. Like the angled, please. Like, this is from Beauty Treats, also from the set. This is from Boutique. This I got from Dischem. This I got from Woolworths. I don't remember how much it cost. I'm so serious. I got it 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago. And I also got this in a set. Most of my makeup brushes, actually, now that I think about it, come in sets, which is actually what I prefer. Yeah, I pretty much use. I talk a lot. Now, let's actually do this. I actually wish I talked. I was doing it as I'm talking, but I just wanted to like really be as specific and as to the point as I can with the products that you should use. This is about $40 from Dischem, $80 Kicks, 30. I think this was 30 bucks. Yeah, 30 bucks or 20 or 30 rand. I can't remember correctly, but it's definitely very cheap. 60 bucks discount. Oh, this is from Clicks, but you can also get Essence at discount. And I think I've talked about everything. Yeah. Oh, lastly, this baby right here, hair gel. This is what I use to set my brows. Y'all, don't buy, like, I don't have to buy brow powder. Like, I just use this. It's everything. I use the one from Revlon. This is actually for I was trying to use it for my hair, and it didn't work out for my hair. Well, it did work out for my hair, but then I actually realized I could use it on my brows. It's pretty much what I use. It's perfect. It's fantastic. It works. So if you're not trying to get like some random brow gel, you can also get the brow gel from Essence. It is about 40-50 rand from Clicks. So yeah, that's pretty much what I use. Okay, you're not talking, let's get into it. Damn. Okay, now taking my spoolie, I'm going to brush my hairs upwards. In with, I think I'm going to use the powder today. I'm going to actually try to use the powder on this eye and the pencil on this eye so you can see the difference. And yeah, but honestly, it depends on like what you like, how you feel. I talk a lot, man. Like, it's so irritating. So yeah, I'm going in. I'm going to pat that in there. I might have going to be like not generous with this, and then I'm going to actually start. Oh, okay. So you shape the brow, the how your brow, how you want it to be like, and then I just brush up like that. I try not to line my brows, the top of my brows, because it makes them look really, really crazy. But I may end up doing it because I've got such thin brows that I actually kind of have to. So yeah, I'm using. You want to stroke your hairs. You want to make it look like you've got actual hairs. Like, what I've noticed that a lot of mistake that people make is to draw them on. Don't draw your eyebrows on. I really don't think that's a good idea in any way. You want to stroke it upwards, like how your hair grows when you brush your hair out. How does it, the hair of your brows, how does it look like? It is usually like hairs that go upwards, right? So you want to do that. You want to actually mimic the actual hairs of your brows, which is the whole entire point. So yeah, just going like that, filling in. I have really, really thin, non-existent brows, which I used to actually by the way, I used to hate my brows because I thought it was so unfair that I didn't have brows. When I got more into makeup, I realized that it's actually a blessing more than a curse, because I can make my brows look like anything I want them to look like, and I don't have to worry. With the excess now, I'm going to go in and put that in the middle, in the beginning, I mean. A big issue I always keep on seeing is people starting from here, from the beginning of their brows, and making it really thick on the beginning. And you don't want to do that because that's how they look blocky. You want them to look as natural as possible. Makeup is not natural, but you gotta make it look natural though. So with the excess, then you go in the beginning. I usually leave like the first third alone, and then I go the rest of the brow. Going back in, doing that. And I'm not even worried about like how this is turning out, because the concealer, when I go in with my concealer, it's going to change the game. Yeah, I'm looking upwards because my mirror is here, so I can actually see what I'm doing. Excess, go back in. And what you want to do is go back and forth between the spoolie and the product. I'm always dropping things. With me, I have such thin brows that they'll never look too overdone. But that's why I'm always saying use brown instead of black, because you can be a bit harsh and it won't even catch. Taking that from the back of my hand, I like to put it on the back of my hand. I really don't like putting it straight on my eye. And then just bam. then what I like to do is go with the color that's suited to my skin. That's the exact match of my skin. Oops. The exact match to my skin. I like it to be kind of thin in the front, so I brush it out the product a lot of the time so that it can move. Brow. Yeah, let's do the second brow with the pencil, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna be very gentle. Just like I'm literally doing this, stroking motions the whole time. Pencils are way more harder because they're way more brutal than the powders, so be gentle. Yes, I'm filling at the top. Don't judge. Like, I really just do something. Like, I'm not really the most consistent person when it comes to my brows. So yeah, I'm filling the top. But you see, I'm filling the top from here. From here. Please can I emphasize that part. Do not fill in the top from the beginning, because then it will look messed up. Then I'm stroking and I'm making the natural hairs, and I'm still focusing on the first half going down. You see, that is where I want the product to be the most, hence I'm focusing there. And then I'm making a bit of a tail, y'all. A bit. Don't be too much with the tail. Like, your tail should be where the end of your eye is. You see, that is where it should be. I make it slightly shorter depending on the day, but it should be right there. That's actually really good. I mean, yeah, I'm just giving up tips today. Yeah, the tail should be right here. Do you see? Like, that is, your tail should not go over the natural, where your actual eye ends. Do you see? That is where it should stop. And then the beginning of your brow is right here. That is where it is. Where the tear duct going up, that is where your brow, that's where your brow should begin. And the arch should start right here at the end of your, oh my gosh, I'm such a bad science student. Your iris, your pupil, the black part, the colored part of your eye. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I don't know the name of this. The colored part of your eye, that's where the arch should be. When you're looking straight ahead, the end, that should be the arch of your thing. Look at it again. That's the arch of your eye. If you want to create an arch. Okay, now I'm gonna start filling in the beginning of it. Just a little bit. I'm still not going all the way to the top. Nope. Because there's product here. Do you see? There's product that I put here. So with that part that I'm going to put here, what I'm doing is brushing it up. I'm brushing it up. Going in with my concealer, the Fawn, the light one, right? And I'm gonna start now. And by already I can tell this brow is gonna turn out really different from the other one. And you know, look how I'm doing it. I'm holding my pencil like this, my brush like that, and I'm leaning onto my cheek. That's pretty much how you get the nice angle. I'm right here. And you know, with this, just another thing, be very light-handed. Don't go there and just just throwing stuff on your face. Be very light. Alright guys, and that you see is the finished look on both of them. So this is the side that I did with the pencil. I don't know, it looks thicker on camera, I think. I did with the pencil. I'll give you a close-up. And this is the side I did without the pencil. I used a brow powder. One more step left that I actually didn't put on yet. The gel, y'all, the gel. The gel is for people that especially have, like, I don't really necessarily need gel, but I do it because in case I rub my eye or I'm hugging people, it will never move. So I take the gel and I brush it up, and it makes your hairs lie down and they'll never move. And it also makes the beginning of the brows really stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. Okay, and I'm going to the other side. Doing the same thing. Oop. Look at that. Do you see that? Do you see how gorgeous that is? Do you see how beautiful that is? Do you see that? But this side is more like this side is not as full. I'm not hating on this one. Look at that one. I feel like at the end of this people are like, oh, I'm gonna get the pencil. It really depends on you. Try to get both and then see which one you like the best. So that, you guys, is the finished look. I hope you really liked this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you actually learned something. I feel like if anything happens, I hope you learned a lot from this. That was really my point. I feel like a lot of people I always want help and advice when it comes to their brows, and they just don't know how to do it, and I hope that this really helped you to do that. A little part that I have little bits and pieces that I keep forgetting. But yeah, brows, this is the mantra: brows are sisters, not twins. So they don't have to look exactly alike, but they need to look at least some kind of symmetry needs to happen. Like, they do need to look similar, but you know, a lot of people, like for instance, boobs are not the same size both ways. same both your brows. Your brows are not the same both sides. So you'll find that the one brow is a bit straighter than the other brow. Don't worry, either you can make the brow fuller, like you artificialize it a bit, or you can just, you know, carry on with it. Don't be too sad or hard on yourself if your brows are not turn out exactly alike. As long as from when I'm looking at you I'm not seeing a huge difference, it should be okay. Even now my brows don't look exactly the same. This tail is different from this tail, you know, one is thicker than the other. Well, but you really cannot, you won't spot it immediately. So never forget that, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. Again, I hope you learned something. If you did, please comment, tell me what you guys learned. Tell me any other kind of tips if you have them, and I hope that it's helped to list like the products and where I got them and how much they actually cost. And I hope you guys know that just for you to look amazing, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Honestly, it's stuff that you may have already, and you just work with it. So yeah, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and please come back